Mate, he's standing there with Sean off shotgun. Put a pint glass straight in some geezer's face. And I banged him. Got him straight on the floor. Got on top of him, hit him about 15 times. Started booting him, started kicking him. Stupidly, I've got back on top of him. He's managed to get this broken bottle and he's like, whack, 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 whack. I've got a big hole in my cheek. You can't see it because it's all tattooed up.
A lot of money spent on you on tattoos.
30,000. I've been in jail 5 times. I've been sentenced to 12 years. It's a dead life, you know, it's pointless.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Blue Tick Show. Opposite me today, I've got Ian Griggs, aka Mr. Ink London, aka the celebrity gangster. Ian's been on a few podcasts, but he's come on this one to really dive deep into his life. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Hello,
How
mate,
are you?
how we doing?
Listen, I'm glad we finally got you here.
Thank
You're
you.
a busy man to get hold of,
Yeah.
but we done it. Listen, a lot of people recommended getting you on, and personally, after hearing your story, I personally wanted to get you on myself. You look the part, you got the story to tell the part. So firstly, let's throw it a little bit back to your childhood. What was your upbringing like?
You know what? I had a good upbringing. So God knows why I've been in jail so many times, because I did have a good upbringing. I had a good mum. My dad was a piece of shit, to be honest. I've not seen him for 15 years.
Oh, fair enough.
Don't even know where he is. Don't even know if he's still alive. He's a waste of space. But my mum, she's a diamond. She's brilliant. And she gave me a good upbringing. So it's nothing to do with my upbringing, why I've been... You know, I just took the wrong path. You know, that's it. I took the wrong route, and here we are.
What was school like for you?
School was good. Well, no, school wasn't good. School wasn't good. I was excluded loads of times. I was suspended. Right, I had a part-time timetable, yeah. So I was only there for maths, English, and I think it was technology or science. So they chucked me out of everything else because I was that naughty and I was always fighting. Do you know what I mean?
So you was active naughty from young.
Yeah.
When did it all start?
Well, it all started, I suppose, you know, growing up when you're young, you know, I think it's probably from about 14, 15, 16. I was always the hardest in school. You know, everyone wanted to have a fight with me. They'd all lost. I'd never lost a fight in school. People would come in, new people would come into school. You know, they'd try and get that crown. So, yeah, it all started from there.
So you had a name from young.
I had a name.
People knew who you was.
Yeah, even when I was at school, yeah.
So you was that guy that said, don't f*** with it.
Yeah, of course.
Listen, it all makes sense, I suppose, because you went on to go to prison. You got 12 years to your name.
Yeah.
So clearly you're a hard nut. You're not a little pushover. But let's talk about your crime life a little bit. When did you start getting in trouble with the police?
I think I first went to jail when I was 19 or
Young.
18. It was 19. It was in Young Offenders Institute. It was the biggest Young Offenders Institute in Europe, in Leicestershire, called Glenparva.
Okay. What'd you get nicked for?
That was for a Section 18. So my first offence, I got 3 years for a Section 18.
What happened?
It was on a fucking night out. There was a big fight. There was about 20 people fighting. And I put a pint glass straight in some geezer's face.
How'd they find out it was you? Cameras?
Grassed up, you know.
Prison? What was prison like for you? First time in prison at 19 years old.
First time in prison, 19 years old, you know, I was scared. You know, I'm not really scared of anything, but I was worried. You know, I've never been there. I don't know anything about jail. But I thought, I ain't going to go in there like some pussy. Yeah. Anyway, I remember the first day I was in there, we're playing pool and that, you get association. So every night from like 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock after you've had your dinner, you can get association. So you play pool, you're out yourself.
You go out and talk to people, basically.
You go out, you use the phone, you play pool. Anyway, I went up to the pool table. I said, who's next? And this big lump, he thought he was the boy. He went, I'm next.
Yeah.
Then he's next. Then I'm next again. And then you. I said, oh, is that right? I said, is that right, son? I said, all right, no worries. Anyway, so I thought, right, this trying to mug me off.
So he wanted 2 goes before you even got in line, basically.
Yeah, literally. He was taking a piss. I'd not been there long. Anyway, so I go in there and I'm watching the football game. I thought, right, now it's my go. So I go up. He starts racking the balls up. So I can go up to get one of the cues. I get the cues. I slam the balls over. Well, just as while he's in it, I said, it's my go, you c-. Yeah. And he melted. He absolutely melted. He went, yeah. I'm setting him up for you, bruv. He said I was setting him up for you. Right, he was on the servery as well.
Yeah.
And after that, I got untold portions of food, you know. He mugs people off though. Like some people, he'd give a handful of chips, like 5-6 chips. All of his boys, he'd fat them up, and he started fattening me up, giving me everything. He come up to me afterwards. He said, "Bruv," he said, "I know you just come in. If you ever need anything, come get me." He went, "Here's some biscuits."
Oh, so he's looking like he shit himself. He melted.
Shit, he proper melted the pussy.
But listen, sometimes that's all it takes, isn't it?
Yeah,
Stand up to one of them once and he just crumbles.
Yeah, exactly.
They're used to taking a piss out of everyone.
Yeah.
But one thing I do want to talk about, because we haven't even discussed it, you're sat opposite me, head to toe covered in tats.
Yeah.
Why have you got so many tattoos?
You know what? I always said years and years and years and years ago to my mum, because my brother's got a few tattoos on his face. He's got quite a few on his face.
Yeah.
And I always just say to my mum, they look stupid. I said, if ever I'm walking, you know, in the street with him, I said, everyone's looking at him. Yeah. Right? I said, I will never, ever, ever get one on the face. And by this time, I'm pretty much covered all over.
Literally.
And then I got one. And then another one. And then another one.
What was your first tattoo on your face?
I've got a lightning bolt.
Okay.
Somewhere. I don't know. There or there. I've got a lightning bolt. But yeah, then I've got one, then another one, then another one, then another one. And now we're here.
Because you're covered completely.
No. I've got one leg and one bum cheek left. Yeah, one leg, one bum cheek. That's it. I'm all the way down. I'm everywhere. I've got no gaps whatsoever. But I've got one leg, one bum cheek. And everyone always says to me, what happened there? I'm like, run out of money.
I was about to say, even down tats, a lot of money spent on you on tattoos.
30,000. £30,000 I've done, yeah.
How many of them were done in prison?
I've had about... I think I've got 3 or 4 little ones on the back. I've got Love and Hate somewhere, a little bird. I did have another one down here, but I covered it up. Now, jail tattoos are the weirdest thing ever. Right, so to make the tattoo gun...
Yeah.
So obviously in jail you get plastic cutlery. So you got a knife and a fork, right?
Yeah.
So what you'd have to do, you get the knife. You have to burn the middle of the knife, right? Just so you can bend it down.
Yeah.
So you bend it down like that. Then you get the motor out of a CD player, right?
Okay.
So you get the motor out of a CD player, and right, guess what the needle was though?
Go on.
Right, so the needle is a paper clip, unfolded, filed down with a nail file. Right, so you can imagine how, even if you're filing that for a week,
it's still not going to be sharp enough.
It's, you know, and it's a fat thing, and they hurt, I'm telling you. But the ink we used, no one ever, years and years ago, they used to use like printer ink.
Yeah.
Would always fall out. So what they use now, or what I don't know about now, but the last time I was in, we use ink, fagash.
Fagash, really?
Fagash. So what we used to do, get the fagash, go loads of fagash, and we'd put a tiny bit of blue imperial leather shower gel with it to bind it together. That is the ink. And I tell you what, if I showed you my back, you wouldn't notice any difference between the colour of these ones. You wouldn't even notice where they was.
And they stay as well.
They've stayed in. It's exactly the same colour as all the other ones. But they do no, I'm telling you.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
That.
You can imagine that. Paperclip.
No, listen.
Filed down.
Listen, each to their own. How many did you get? 3 inside?
I think I've had 3 or 4, you know, only little ones, not massive
ones. Worth the pain?
No.
definitely not. But look, when you come out of prison, you done 3 years, you said, right?
The first time I've done 3 years, yes.
When you come out, what was life like when you got out?
I can't even remember, if I'm honest. It was that long ago. You know, and I think I was in pretty quick. I think I was back in pretty quick. Because I've actually been in jail in my teens, 20s and 30s. Which is, you know, it's not good. No, but, you know, here we are now. And
what'd you go back in for?
What? Mine's always violence. Always violence. Bit of fraud. Bit of drugs, but mainly it's always violence. And
there's one story I want to hear. You've got a tattoo on your ear.
Yeah.
Why'd you get a tattoo there?
I'll tell you what. Right. So I've been stabbed. I've been glassed. I've been bottled. I've been hit with bats. I've been hit with truncheons. I've been run over. I've actually been run over. I've had guns pulled on me. But on this occasion, right. So my ear. If you look at it, you won't see, but we'll
get close up.
We'll get close up later. So basically, there was a fight going on. So some geezer had a broken bottle up to one of my mates' necks, and loads of my mates were around. loads of my mates were around, doing nothing. You know, he was like, "Oh, do you all?" Put it back to his neck. "I'll kill you all." No one was doing nothing. I thought, right, and I banged him, got him straight on the floor, got on top of him, hit him about 15 times. Started booting him, started kicking him. Stupidly, I've got back on top of him. As I've got back on top of him, after about 3 goes, he's managed to get this broken bottle, and he's like, whack, 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 whack. So my cheek, I've got a big hole in my cheek right over there, but you can't see it because it's all tattooed up. I had a big slice down my neck that was pissing with blood, and my ear was hanging off. Now, I didn't realise at the time, so I'm kicking the shit out of him.
Adrenaline's kicked in.
Anyway, adrenaline's kicked in. I'm kicking the shit out of him. Anyway, got off him. He's ran away. My mate's like, he said, your ear's hanging off. Got into hospital.
Yeah.
I was in there a couple of hours. Didn't even realise he was in there. And then all of a sudden, a police officer comes in. And he says to me, "Oh, well, you know, what happened?" I said, "Oh, nothing." I said, "Fell over."
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, funny that." He said, "Because we've got geezer next door. Looks like he's been hit by a bus. He's got broken nose, broken cheek, broken ribs."
A whole lot.
He said, "You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?" I said, "No, mate, I don't know what you're on about." He said, "Right." He said, "We know what happened." He said, "We know what happened." He said, "Right." He said, "He doesn't want to press charges, do you?" I said, "Of course I don't." He said, "Right." He said, "That's good." He said, "Because if he was going to press charges and you was, we'd have nicked you both."
Yeah.
He said, "You'd have both been coming to the station with us." He said, "If none of you want to press charges," he went, "you can go home, he can go home, I can go home, I've got less paperwork and we can all and then winked at me and he went, "He has been hit by a bus."
Sweet. That was a touch then for you.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah,
you would have
yeah,
done. That
yeah.
would have got you time, no?
Yeah, that was
That was you're smashing someone's face up like that.
Well, I think I come off worse, to be honest.
Yeah, but I think you started it. no, listen.
No, he started it.
Yeah,
He started it.
fair enough,
I finished it.
Question,
Kind of.
I've got a question for you then regarding that. What's your friendship circle like? Are you all violent?
No. I've got, I don't know. I've got a very small circle now. A very small circle. So I don't really have many friends now. You know, I've obviously got some violent friends, some associates that are really violent. You know, I've got a lot of ex-criminals, ex-gangsters that are friends. You know, we meet up for events and do's and whatnot. But, you know, in general, no. You know, I've not had any trouble in years and years and years. I don't get trouble when I go out anymore. I think people look at me and think, whoa.
Let's stay away from him. No, but do you know what it is? I want to touch on a few parts where you've turned around, you said you had people pull out guns on you, you've had people pull out weapons, and obviously try and get hold of you multiple times.
Yeah.
Why?
All to do with drugs. It's all to do with drugs and all to do with money. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. That's all it ever is. Drugs and money.
When did you decide, all right, you know what? I need to slow down a little bit.
It was on my last sentence. I come out and, you know, I've been in jail 5 times. I've been sentenced to 12 years. And it's just it's a dead life, you know. It's pointless.
Yeah, no.
Jail's horrible. It's not nice. You know, it's a shit place. People tell you, you know, when you can shower, when you can eat, when you can shit. Do you know what I mean? It's shit, man.
You're saying jail's bad. Talk to us about some of your worst prison stories you got.
Right, I'll tell you what. Right, so we used to play this game. It's called the pillow game.
The pillow game?
The pillow game. Now, I don't know if you've never been in jail.
Nope, touch wood.
Right, so you don't get nice, cosy pillows like we get out here.
Yeah.
You get a little tiny pillow like that, and it's like a breeze block.
Yeah.
They're heavy. You know, if you get hit with one of them, you can feel it. So, always, this was on my first sentence. I'd done my time in Glenparva, and then in my last few months, I got to an open jail on my first sentence. Now, an open jail is, you know, there's no big steel doors. You can sort of walk in and walk out. It's not that easy because there's always, you know, you can't walk in and walk out, but you can walk in out your cell when you want. You've got a key to your cell. Now, we used to play, so the door on the landing where you are is not a big steel door, so it's like a wooden door.
Like a normal door?
But it's a really flimsy, so it's like a normal door. It was an old jail.
Okay,
so it's like a normal door, but you had a glass bit. You had a glass bit in it.
Yeah. This video is sponsored by Cranbrook Law, an award-winning immigration law firm. Their talented solicitors can help when any struggles arise regarding immigration law. They can help get you the visas they need. They can help get you the staff you need from any other countries. As you can see, the website is on the screen right now. So if you need anything to do with immigration law, message Cranbrook Law and let them help you. Whether you're looking to obtain a sponsor license, receive advice and guidance in relation to compliance and our civil penalties, or take advantage of our know-how and experience across a broad range of business visas, our talented and dynamic immigration lawyers are available to speak to you. Telephone numbers on the screen, emails on the screen, and hit the link in the bio if you need any help.
But in that glass bit, you had the wires through it, so you couldn't smash it, yeah? Anyway, so we used to play the pillow game. So any new ones that would come in, so they've just come in, they've just come into the jail. We'd be like, right, there's some newbies coming, let's go. There's a new fella coming, let's get him up. So we'd get him upstairs, and there'd be about 5 of us that was all involved in this pillow game. Right, it was all involved in this pillow game. So what we'd do, someone would call him up, he'd come up, we'd get him to the end, and then we would just batter the shit out of him with pillows, right? And we, you can imagine, you think it's fucking funny, and mate, he's and he's trying to, now I've got the end cell right next to the door, so I'm obviously there, and as he's sort of getting up, we're coming back, and everyone's bombarding him, and he really didn't fucking like it. Like most people would have a joke about it, but he didn't like it.
Because you're not causing bad damage, you know what I mean? It's just a bit of jokes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of joke, but he didn't like it. He was really f***ing at him. He was like, get off me. I'm like, fuck off. Anyway, so now we're at my end cell. We've got Geezer in front giving him some licks. We've got me giving him some licks because I've got the end cell right next to the door. A couple of people are licking him as well from behind. He's like, get off me. He's like, bang, 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 bang on this glass. The next minute, he must have...
Oh, shit.
There is blood everywhere, and I mean, it's spurting out. We're like, he's quickly, we're like, shit, he's opened up the door, he's ran down, we're quickly like, so we've all just literally gotten ourselves, shut the door.
And it's your cell we smashed, no?
What?
Was it your cell we popped?
No, not the cell, the end landing door.
Oh, shit.
Next to my cell door.
Yeah.
So we've just like, shit. So we've all quickly come in ourselves. Everyone's got in their own cells. He's obviously gone downstairs. Next minute here. Then next minute ambulances. We never got anything come back of it because everyone said, no one knows what happened. No one knows what happened. There was no cameras. There was no cameras. There was nothing. This was, 20 years ago nearly. So there was no cameras in there. But he never came back. He never came back from hospital because he must have said, take me back to closed. Take me back to a closed jail. I ain't going back in an open.
I never want to go back to there. But you spent a lot of time in prison.
Yeah.
You've done 6 years.
Yeah.
I've spoke to some guests recently, and there's a lot of corruption in prison regarding the price of stuff as well. Yeah. You got drugs in there people get hold of. You got weed in there. What's the price of weed in prison?
You know what? So weed, I don't even know what it would go out for here now, but it's a couple £100 an ounce. I think you'd pay out here.
Yeah.
So that's 28 grams. Now, out here, I think you'd pay about £20 for a 3.5 grams.
Okay.
It might be a little bit more.
Yeah.
In jail, they're selling it a 0.7 for £50. A 0.7 for £50. Now, this is when I was in 8-9 years ago. 0.7, which is basically one f***ing spliff.
Yeah,
and people are paying that £50. So what a lot of people would do, little crackheads and thieves, what they would do, they'd get arrested deliberately.
To sell it.
They'd plug a few ounces up their arse, so they've got 3 ounces, cost them like £600 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And they could then sell that and they'd get back 5-6 grand. So if you went to jail for 2 weeks for stealing a jar of coffee, someone that does it all the time, someone that steals all the time, that knows they'll get a couple of weeks. They'll plug it up their ass, they'll take it in, they've made 6 grand and then they get out.
So they'd use it as a little business instead.
Yeah, man.
And I think the price is probably a lot more inside now as well.
It's got to be. This was 8-9 years ago.
What I last heard was it was £100.
For what?
For one little zoot.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet it is.
So prison corruption's real.
Yeah,
obviously,
of course.
It's real.
Yeah.
Fighting in prison, is there a lot of it?
There's a lot of fighting. There's loads of fighting. You know, there's always fighting. There's always people trying to get that. You know, think they're the big man. You know, there's always people that don't like being mugged off. You know, there's a lot of fights. There's a lot of corruption. Now, the main, you know, prison officers, they're the worst for it. You know, where does everyone think all the mobile phones come from?
Yeah.
Prison officers.
They're bringing everything in.
They're bringing everything in. But like to buy a mobile phone now, like we used to get the little old shitty ones. Now back in the day, they were £500.
What, for just a little brick phone?
Just for a little, just for a
the
brick
ones they
phone.
plug up.
Ones that wasn't, you know, you couldn't get anything on it. You couldn't get no Facebook or Instagram.
It's just to make a phone call.
It's just to make a phone call and text. They were going for £500. Now, the smartphones are now going for £2,500, £3,000.
Right.
£2,500, £3,000.
And that's for probably an old banger.
Yeah. That'd be an iPhone 10 or something. You know, it's crazy. But yeah, so police officers bringing it, not the police officers, the prison guards bringing it in. So screws bringing it in, and they bring the drugs in. You know, I know they do. You know, I know for a fact they do.
I've had screws on here. I've interviewed
have
screws.
you?
And they've openly said, yeah, we've been offered. We've been offered big money to bring it in.
Yeah. Big money.
One of the geezers were saying bring in X amount a month, and he'll give him 15 grand a month.
15. I knew it was 5-10 grand a month all day long. So yeah, they will. And this is why people do it. You think, you know, it'll take them 6 months to earn that. Prison officer.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So a lot of them do it.
And the thing is, in their head as well, it keeps them safe inside as well.
Of course.
When they're in there looking after these,
yeah.
especially when you're in a cat A looking after these kind of people, they're not making your life hell.
Yeah, of course.
What was the worst prison you was in?
I think the worst one I've ever been in was High Point, aka Knife Point. So it's a London overspill it's in Newmarket. But it's just absolute shithole of a place. So people getting cut up in there every day.
Oh, seriously?
Shanked every day. That's why it's called Knife Point. Shanked every day. I remember that. So I remember the worst one I ever see. So what they do now. So prison tin openers are them old. Do you remember the old style tin opener? So they would make a mess of the tin. So what people would do then is open up the tin of tuna.
Keep the lid.
You've got the lid, which is cut to bits. You'd then fold it in half. You'd stamp on it. You'd put it under your door. You'd get it flat. So now you've got
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, a few licks of that, and you I see it. I see some black geezer got done with it, and he got done about 5 times. He was pissing out with blood. It was.
And what do all the screws do when that happens?
They don't do.
They don't give a shit.
Well, they do. What they do, it takes them forever to get there. Then they lock everyone up. You know, they know who's done it. No one says anything.
They don't give a shit, do they?
Don't,
Realistically, they don't give a f***.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. Do you know what I mean?
Prison's a f***ed up place when you're in that kind of prison as well. You've experienced a lot of shit on the outside. You even experienced people pulling out weapons on you. What happened? Talk to us about one of the stories when you've had people pull out weapons on you.
Obviously, I've been glassed. I've been bottled numerous times. You know, the back of my head is just covered in scars. I've been hit with bats. I've been run over. Like I said earlier, I've been run over. We're going to talk about
that.
So I've been run over. But I remember, so years and years ago, I was very young.
Yeah.
One of my mates has said to me, "Oh, this geezer, you know, you're coming with me. Come with me." He said, "You got to come with me. We've got to go and sort this geezer out."
Yeah.
So he's got a hammer. He's given me a baseball bat. So it's late at night. We go around his house, and we creep in the back. And he's like, "Right, so we're creeping in the back." He's got his fucking hammer by the door. I'm thinking, sort of like, what's going on here? You know? Anyway, so we've seen. So we sort of there was a blind down, but you could see inside, and you could see that there was someone in there. So he's opened up this back door. He's opened it up really fucking quiet. Pulled it out. As soon as he's pulled it out, mate, he's standing there with a shorn off shotgun.
Oh,
right, and I mean standing there. He knew we was there.
Oh shit! That's a long day.
And I've literally I've seen it. I was off. I was gone with the wind.
Yeah.
I was off. Nowhere to be seen. I went. And my mate, I don't know. He stayed there. And he somehow got in and pummeled his head in. He f***ed him up.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I don't want to say too much about that, but yeah, he f***ed him up.
Yeah.
He f***ed him up, and he's like, "I can't believe you ran away, you f***ing pussy." I said he had a fucking gun.
A sawn-off shotgun. One blow with that, mate. You're being sent back.
But yeah, he him right up.
So yeah, it's all right to bring a hammer to a gunfight, then, isn't it? You know they say don't bring a hammer to a gunfight. I guess that's a lie.
It obviously wasn't loaded, was it? It was all for show.
Yeah, true. All that, yeah. But you must have experienced a lot of shit like that. You must have been in situations where your life can go at any minute.
Well, of course. Let's talk about the one time I got run over. So I'd upset these Asian fellas.
You're not a small guy to run over, mate.
I'd upset these Asian fellas, and you know, I remember I'd upset them. I'd done this, I'd done that. You know, I'm not going to go into it too much what I'd done, but I'd done something to them which they didn't like. Anyway, one night after a night out, I was walking down the street, and I could sense something coming, and I've looked round, I've just seen this light, bang, and they've run over me in a van, in like not a transit van, but like one of them little old
Cadillac.
Escort van type things.
Yeah.
They've run over me. 2 people have jumped out the back with balaclavas on and battered me with baseball bats, and then they f***ed off. I was in hospital for over a week. I was on crutches. They didn't think I'd walk again.
Guys, have you been thinking of move to Dubai? I've partnered up with Cranbrook Legal to make your experience so much easier. Literally, I got the main man from Cranbrook Legal right now to tell you how easy it is.
Guys, it's as simple as picking up the phone, giving us a call, and letting us get on with the business.
What, literally, one phone call?
Literally one phone call, a few documents, and we're there.
And then I just get up, fly to Dubai, and I ain't got to pay tax no more?
Yeah, you can come and see us. We'll take you out for a meal, show you Dubai, and then it's all up to you after that.
Bro, where do I sign now? So you pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Like, you've really f***ed off a lot of people. Did you ever get scared?
No.
Never had fear?
No. I'm always looking over my shoulder. Still today, I'm always looking over my shoulder. But no, I'm never really scared.
The thing is as well, you've done so much. I think that fear factor goes, no? After you've...
I don't know if it goes. I don't think it ever goes. You know, you're still always a bit weary about stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think, you know what it is? To the normal person, though, they get scared. They think, fuck me, you kind of not expect it, but that's the life you live.
That's it.
Maybe
yeah,
not
that's
anymore,
it.
but that's
what it was.
They say you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. You signed up for it, and you were deep involved in it. You didn't give a fuck. Was it a weekly thing? Going out, having scraps, having tear-ups?
Not weekly thing, but quite often.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did. I always used to like being, well known. I used to like people being, people were scared of me, People used to know. I've been in jail a lot of times.
Yeah.
You f*** me, you're going to get hurt. I used to like that, I liked it. I had a name for myself. People knew who I was, I liked that.
Yeah, listen, I think there's a lot of people who like that. A lot of people who enjoy being the main man as well.
Like, of course.
You're clearly an alpha male. You sat opposite me, covered head to toe in tattoos. You're not you're not trying to hide away from the camera either. Do you know what I mean? You're an alpha. You've got that about you as well. And that takes us on to when you went on holiday. You told me a little story off camera.
Right.
And I want to touch on that and give the viewers what you told me.
Right, I got apps. Right, so I'm on holiday and I really don't remember a lot about it. I've pissed off. I don't remember anything about it. I pissed off a couple of coppers. And you know what they're like in Spain? They're arseholes. Yep. Coppers in Spain are arseholes at the best of times. They're not nice. They're arseholes. We'd done something, me and my mates. Anyway, they started asking to get our wallets out, right?
Yeah.
So
what, you got like pulled over kind of thing?
Yeah, we're outside the nightclub.
Okay, yeah.
So like, they've lined us up. So there's 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, he's opened up his wallet. He's got a couple £100 in there, whatever he's got in there. He's took €20 out, put it in his pocket, gave it back, slapped him around the face. Right?
And you're stood there like, yeah, you ain't doing that.
Done it to the next one, right? Yet again, €20, slapped him round the head. Now I'm the last one in line. I know what's coming, so he's done it to everyone. I'm thinking, right, do I fucking punch you? Do I not? Do I punch you? Do I not? He said, get your wallet out. I said, no. He said, get your wallet out. I said, no. Then he's slapped me around his head, right? So I grabbed him and I punched him straight in the head, right? Next minute, I don't know what's happened.
Oh, shit.
I've woke up in A&E, right? No money, no wallet. So they've kicked the shit out of me, dropped me at A&E. I've got no money, no wallet. So now I can't pay for my fucking insurance.
Yes.
Yeah? So you know what they did? I'm fucking pissing out with blood. I'll show you a photo, and you can show the viewers the photo.
Photo will be on screen here.
I'm pissing out with blood. I've got no fucking insurance because they've nicked my fucking wallet off me. Yeah. You know, I wake up. I've got staples. You know, like a staple gun.
Nah.
I've got
what they actually
staple. They didn't want to fucking sew me up because it costs money. So because I'm pissing out with blood, they've stapled my fucking head together. But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't put me in a cell for a couple of days.
Yeah, but listen.
Because I was pissing, because I was that fucking, I must have been bleeding that much. They thought, F this, we've got to get him to A&E, and they must have just took me there and dropped me off, or left me, and an ambulance took me. I don't know. I just literally can't remember.
Well, you don't remember none.
I don't remember nothing. No one remembers nothing. You know.
What about your mates?
They fucked off.
What, Spanish police move that mad?
Yeah. They do the.
Mate, you're lucky to be alive, mate. Imagine waking up with staples in your head.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
You must have thought, this, mate. I'm getting out of this country
staples
quick.
In my head, man. I had a couple of big black eyes as well. They went in on me.
Yeah, you chin the officer. like, come on, mate. But fair play to you. You're not gonna be. You're no bitch. You're not gonna get take 20 quid slap.
Gives 20 quid, bang. Gives 20 quid, bang. Gives 20 quid, bang. Listen. Give me bang.
You're not a little boy, mate. They can't take the piss out of you. But listen, you spent a lot of time. As much as you spent a lot of time on the inside, you spent a lot of time on the outside.
Yeah.
Clearly causing a lot of trouble.
Right.
So, Ian, you spent a lot of time on the outside, but clearly, by the sounds of it, you spent a lot of time getting arrested.
I've been arrested about 30 times.
Oh.
No, I've got about 30 charges. I've probably been arrested 40 times.
What was the maddest place you've been arrested? What was the maddest experience you can remember of you getting arrested?
Heathrow Airport.
What happened?
Right, so I'm on holiday with a friend of mine. We went to Napa maybe or somewhere. Me and one of my mates. Anyway, so we're coming back.
Yeah.
So I brought some koshes. You remember the extendable koshes that the coppers used to have?
I've got them.
Right, so
they're illegal now.
They're illegal. It's an offensive weapon. Yeah. But in Greece, is that where I
Cyprus. Yeah.
What? So it wasn't Cyprus. It was Greece.
Okay, yeah.
We was in Greece. So obviously coming through at Greece,
you're allowed to bring it.
Yeah. Now your bag only gets checked coming out of an airport. Never gets checked coming in.
Okay.
Yeah. So it only ever gets checked coming out. So obviously it was fine. Mm-hmm. My bag came out. I could have left.
Yep.
Could have left.
Yep.
Anyway, I flew business class. I was in British Airways.
Yeah, you got money in it.
Well, I did have. My mate sat back in economy. I left him back in economy. Anyway, I'm fuming. I've brought a big voodoo warrior stick thing.
Yeah.
And they've just basically said to me, the only way to get it through is just to put it through, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So as I've come back, it's snapped.
No way. Oh, you must be pissed.
So I'm out. I've got my, I'm out. I've got my koshes on me. I'm all right.
Yeah.
But my voodoo warrior stick that cost me about €20, has been snapped. So I'm fuming. I've been in business class, and this has happened.
Yeah.
So I've had to go and complain about it.
You should have left.
You know what they've said though? No, this is the worst thing. So I'm with my mate. They said, right, what you have to do to complain, you have to go back through security and complain to the British Airways there.
What, you actually done that?
Right, so my mate said to me, right, I'll wait here. So I didn't say, stay with my bag, my bruv. I took my bag with me. So I go through security, and he's like, whoa. You can see these 4 koshes on there. So mate, he's opened up. You could see it on the X-ray. I could see it on the X-ray. So mate, he's opened it up, looked at it. Give me a passport. Anyway, so I'm thinking, fuck. He's like, these are offensive weapons. Like, right. So then that next minute they're calling the police.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, right, I'm getting nicked here. I don't really want to be getting nicked now. I know I'm going to get nicked for this. I think, but if I can quickly get on my toes. So the door's about 5 meters away from me, right? He's got my passport. I know I'm going to get nicked, but I'm thinking, if I can just get through that door and run,
I'm good.
I'm good for, a couple of days or a week or whatever, or a couple of more minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
So I quickly ran towards the door, opened up the door. Just as I got out, they're coming. The armed police are coming. Yeah. And as they've seen me legging it out, there's 4 of them. They're like, get down, get down, get down. I had to get down, and I mean get down. So they've got me down. Anyway, they take me into this room, and they're sort of saying, mate, he was safe as the copper was. He said, look, rang up, he said, I don't want to arrest you for this. He said, but because of your criminal record, he said, I have to, he said, I have to arrest you. Yeah. But fair play to him. He took me to Uxbridge Magistrates Courts. My mate saw it all happening. And my mate said, right, he said, and I said to matey, like the copper, he said, right, don't worry. He said, I'll get you in and out. He said, you'll be out within an hour, right? And true to his word, I was out in about 2 hours. So my mate waited for me in McDonald's near the airport, and I was in and out. Obviously, I went jail for it. But yeah.
You went jail for it?
I went jail for it, yeah. Yeah, I got 6 months.
For what, though?
Possession of offensive weapon. And I said to mate, I thought it was just, if I've got
take it off you.
I said, yeah, of course they did.
I said, that's what I'm not. I thought all they do is take it off you.
Yeah, no. Possession of offensive weapon in a public place. Now, I basically said to him, I said, yeah, but I was going home with it. It was in my suitcase. He said, yeah, but you was in Heathrow Airport. That's a public place. I said, all right, whatever.
Mate, I don't know if I should say this on camera, but I bought loads of them home from Cyprus.
Yeah, but you can, because you only get checked going on the way out, not on the way in. So you're fine.
Oh, you was going back in like an idiot.
I had to go back in like an idiot.
Oh, for
my
sake.
Case that I could have left with my mate.
Mate, for a £20 stick.
It's a £20 stick, and it cost me 6 months in jail.
Oh, shit.
I went Wormwood Scrubs. I got sent to Wormwood Scrubs for that one.
You went Scrubs for that
Yeah,
as well?
I went Scrubs for that,
Scrubs is a shithole, isn't it?
Scrubs is a proper shithole.
Scrubs is a proper shithole. When was your last offence? When was you last inside?
I was last inside. I got a 7-year sentence for Section 18, and I went in 212, and I got out 215.
For the viewers that don't know what Section 18 is, what is it?
Right, Section 18 is Section 18 wounding with intent, so it's one under attempted murder.
Okay.
So basically, it's if you stab someone, if you shoot someone in the leg, if you cut someone.
Yep.
So that's what Section 18 is.
What did you do?
Someone owed me some money, and he'd been swerving me for a long time. Blocked me. Well, originally he was stop answering my texts, stop answering my phone calls. Then he blocked me.
How much did he owe you?
2,000.
Okay.
2,000. So he owed me a little bit of money. And then someone rang me up, said, oh, I won't say his name, but said, yeah, he's at a house party. I said, oh, is he now? So I went straight up to the place where he was at, knocked on the door, went straight in. There was people in the living room. I found him. I got him. I fucking punched him. I've got him on the floor, and I pulled out a Stanley knife. I went straight down his face with it. 28 stitches.
Yeah, fair enough. Makes sense. And you got 7 years.
Got 7 years for that. Now,
how'd you get caught?
No one. Obviously, I knew all these people. Yeah. No one see anything. But his girlfriend was there, so she
saw everything.
So
you got nicked for that. Bad.
I got nicked for that. And after not there and then, I got home. So in the morning, went back to mine, went to sleep. Woke up in the morning, police are knocking at my door. I had a 3-story townhouse, so I could kind of see down. And there was knock on the door. I knew it was the police. They knocked for about 5 minutes, and they left. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they can't just bang my door in if they know I'm not in there. They can't just bang your door in. Yeah. If they'd have seen me, they could have done that. But they didn't know I was in there. They probably thought I got on my toes, because what I'd done on my bottom floor, I knew they were coming, but I needed to go to sleep. So I'd got rid of all my trainers.
Okay,
so everything had been left
like
there. Everything had been left there. So it looked like I'd done a moonlight flit.
Yeah.
Moonlight flit. Anyway, so knock for about 10 minutes. Right, so I thought, I've got to get out of here. So I was seeing some bird at the time, a stripper. Went and stayed with her for a few days, obviously, because I knew they were looking for me. One night, they must... Right, so this I found out by looking through the paperwork how it all happened. Basically, they went to one of my ex's house. So they've been knocking at my door, knocking at my mum's door, knocking at my brother's door. They've been looking for me. They knocked at one of my ex's doors. Now, she basically turned around and said, oh, last time I heard he was dating this stripper from this club.
What a little snitch. Bitch.
So Bev turned up at the strip club one night just off chance. Now, they must have scared her, right? I'm at home, I'm at hers, babysitting her son, right? That was like 5 or 6, or 6 or something like that, while she's stripping. So they must have scared her and said something.
You're going inside,
yeah. Next minute, I've got armed police. Right, so I'm in the bedroom. I'm in bed. It's probably about midnight, 12:30 in the morning. I'm in the front room. I'm in the front bedroom. Next minute, I can just see these little red lights going through. I think, what the is that? Yeah. Next minute, Mr. Griggs, armed police. You're surrounded. Right. So I'm thinking, what do I do? I think, right, they've obviously got people out the back. I thought, there's no point I can't get out. I thought, there's no way I'm getting out. What do I do? I thought, if I get out and try and run, I think, right, I'll stay on the bed. I'll wait till they boot the door in and pretend I'm injured. Yeah. Right, so after a couple of minutes, door went in. I could hear him coming up the stairs. I was like, all right. I was like, all right, guys. I said, I can't move. I said, I've got a bad back. I said, I've been here for days.
Is that what you thought was going to help you get out of it?
Right, so I said, I've been here for days. I said, I can't move. And mate, he's like, no, come on, mate. You about. I said, no. I said, if you want, you said, you're under arrest. I said, you have to get an ambulance. I said, I can't move. I said, I'll back up in the gym. Anyway, so ambulance comes. They give me gas and air and all this.
And you're completely fine at this point.
I'm completely and I tell you what. So this probably went on for about 2 hours.
What, you logged it out for that long? You got armed police stood there?
Armed police, ambulances, paramedics, and I'm like, so I took the gas and air, and then eventually the ambulance got me down the stairs, right? And went down the stairs. And they all know
all the police know you're chatting shit.
Oh, they know I'm chatting shit. Anyway, so get to the bottom of the stairs, and I'm like that, and then one of them goes, Mr. Griggs, are these your trainers? I went, yeah, they're mine. That's what. So that's what he's put in his report, that I did that. So then I got another 3 months. I got 3 months for failing to surrender for that, added to my 7 years. So I had to go court for that another day, and I got an extra 3 months I did for that. And that was it. He put, he said he couldn't come because he couldn't move and he had a bad back. All of a sudden, when he got to the stairs, I said, your trainers are here. He jumped up. I said, yeah, they're mine.
Fuck, you got 3 months for that.
I got 3 months for that. Yeah, the wankers.
They took the piss.
Yeah, 3 months for that.
And what was your court case like?
Court case, well, he wasn't supposed to turn up. She wasn't supposed to turn up.
What do you mean they weren't supposed to?
Let's just say that someone had a word with them. Yeah? So they weren't supposed to turn up. They wasn't turning up. Yeah?
Okay, I've got a question.
Go on.
I think me and the viewers understand by what you mean someone had a word with them.
Yeah.
Explain to me how you got that someone to have a word with them. Because you're in jail. How did you get that message to that person?
When people come and visit you. When people come and visit you.
So that's the safest way to talk to
that's
people.
You can't do it over the phone. Yeah. You have to do it face to face.
Okay,
So that's how I did it. So I got someone to have a word.
Yeah.
So as far as I know,
you're good.
On the day of court, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. He's not turning up. She's not turning up. I'm good. Anyway, my solicitor comes in and says, he said, we've got a problem. I said, why? He said, right. He said, pre-sentence reports, probation have recommended a life sentence. I said, right. I said, okay. I said, but he's not. I said, he's not coming.
Oh, you told your solicitor.
I told him that he was a dodgy solicitor. I said, he's not coming. He went, he is. He's here. Oh, I fucking heart sank. I thought, fuck. Basically, he says to me, he said, you fucked. He said, you have to plead guilty. He said, if you don't plead guilty, he said, you're getting life. He said, there's no way, 2 ways about it. He said, you're getting life. I said, what chance have I got of winning this? I said, is it 50-50? I thought it was 50-50. Yeah. He went, no.
Mate, how would you think it's 50-50?
He went, you've got about 5% chance of winning this. He said, you've got to plead guilty. And then he said to me, right, there's something called a good may or a good something hearing. Mm-hmm. So it's a good something. Oh, yeah. So it's a hearing that you can ask the judge. Now, they don't often give them. So you can ask the judge to give you this good, whatever it's called. I can't think what it's called. And the judge will tell you what the maximum sentence is if you plead guilty there and then. So they don't often give them. He said, I'll ask him. Don't think he'll give them. They never give them. He said, but I'll ask him. So they went we went back. He said, and the judge said, yeah, okay, I will. So I went back down to the cells. I'm thinking, right, if I get 8 years or over, I'm going to go not guilty. If I get 7 years or under, I'll plead guilty.
Yeah.
So he comes back, and lo and behold, if you plead guilty today, right, I go back up there, and lo and behold, the judge said, if you plead guilty today, the maximum I will give you is 7 years.
And he has to stick by that, yeah?
And he has to stick by it. So I'm thinking, well, I might get a little bit less than here. If he's saying maximum 7,
yeah.
I think I might get 5.
Yeah.
I think I might get 5. I don't. I get the 7. Yeah, I get the 7. So, yeah, that was that. Then, obviously, I've got another 3 months added on for the other things. That turned into a 7-3.
So what happened to the message that got sent to him? What went wrong?
I'll tell you what it was. The birds, it was his birds, right? So they had shit themselves for ages. And then all of a sudden the girl had sort of said, look, he thinks he's this man. He thinks he's untouchable. He thinks no one can with him. He thinks doing this and doing that to us.
It's always the women, isn't it?
It's always the women.
It's always the fucking women. They're the ones that get you in trouble. They're the fucking ones that get you in trouble.
So yeah, so that was that, and end of story.
Ian, I've got a question for you. You look like a very intimidating man. You do. Looks-wise, you look scary. You're a sound geezer. Yeah? You seem like you got a heart of gold.
Yeah.
As much as you're a violent man, it seems like you turned your life around and you are sweet as.
Yeah.
Clearly, I haven't seen that other side of you.
No.
But from what I see, judging on face value, you seem like a 10-10 guy.
Thank you.
But not everyone thinks like me.
No,
a lot of people judge when they first see you. What's the reaction you get on the street when people see you?
Right, so I don't even notice anymore people looking at me. You know, if I go out with a mate I've not seen for a couple of months, or if I take a new bird out on a date, they will always notice people looking at me.
Yeah.
But I don't ever notice it. You know, it's a daily thing. I don't notice people looking at me. But the only time I do notice it when I'm going up the escalator on a tube. Everyone coming down is looking at me like that. Literally, they're all like that.
But you listen, do you know what it is? You don't see many people who are covered in tattoos. You're covered, literally. Your face is covered.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? You see people. When I looked at your Instagram, I thought, me, mate, this one's going to be trouble. Be real, it's what you look at. Judging from face value, what you see. And then you're here today. You got in my car. We've had a sweet as chat. You seem funny. You're a good guy. You've turned your life around.
Yeah, of course I have.
You have. You're involved a lot in acting now.
Yeah.
Tell us the positives about your life, not all the negatives.
Right, so I'm now doing acting.
Okay.
I'm doing a bit of modelling as well. So I first started off doing modelling.
Okay.
And from there, I got a manager. And then from having the manager, I'm now doing acting. I've been doing it a couple of years, and I've got some big roles coming up. I've done a couple of gangster movies. I played drug dealers. You know,
I wonder why.
But yeah, everything's going good. I've got a lot in the pipeline as well.
Because listen, you have to turn your life around at one point.
Yeah.
You can't be on it 24/7 for your whole life.
No.
What's life like for you now?
It's good. You know, I've got a little girl. She's 4 years old.
Nice.
You know, I'm definitely not going back to jail. No. Obviously, I've got a son. He's 18, so he's bigger and he's growing up. You know, I didn't see much of his life because I was in jail a lot of the time, you know. So, yeah, I want to make a change now with my daughter and not be in jail.
Yeah, no, listen, it seems like you don't want to go back. Question for you.
Go on.
Do you ever miss the fighting?
No, I don't. I don't.
You don't ever miss the violence?
No, I don't. It's a headache, ain't it?
True. But listen, I think what I will say about you is a lot of people judge you probably face value and they think, fucking hell, he's a nutter, he's this, he's that. You seem like you've done a really good job at turning your life around.
Thank you.
And I always like to end my podcast, especially like when wrapping up on, listen, you wouldn't be here if you're still involved in a crime. Right. Let's be real, you're not stupid. You're not going to come on here, expose your life and walk out of here and go chin someone.
Yeah, of course.
But you have really turned your life around, and I think it's good to see when people, mate, it's a story. You know what it is? Do you know why I interview ex-criminals? I'll tell you the truth. A lot of people say to me, get entrepreneurs on, get this guy. Their stories are boring to me.
Yeah. Of course.
With a gangster.
Ex-gangster, ex-criminal. It's
real.
real.
It's real. And you're coming here, you're telling me a story. There is no other guest. I've must have 100 guests now who have got the same story as you.
Yeah.
They might have stabbed people. They might have done this. They might have done that. But none of them have got your story. It's your life. It's your story.
Yeah, that's it.
None of them are covered in tattoos. None of them are... But do you know what I mean? That's what I like. That's why I interview people like you. And it's good because it helps the younger generation as well. Because we're not here glamorizing crime. That's one thing I like to always say. We're not saying, it's good, go out there, smash people up.
But it's bad. It's bad. That's why we're doing it, to tell people,
definitely.
Don't do it, Don't get involved in that life. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, look, you missed out on your son.
I missed out on him being born. I was in jail when he was born,
Shit,
I missed a lot of his life,
Do you and him get on now?
Yeah, of course we do,
That's the main thing. Well, listen, what I will say, Ian, it's been a pleasure having you on my show.
Thank you very much.
If the viewers enjoyed it, if we hit 5,000 likes, we'll get Ian to come on, do a part 2, and maybe tell some of the things that he hasn't told us today. My brother, pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Guys, if you want to see anything that Ian's up to right now, go down to the description. All of his information's there, his Instagram and the rest of it. We'll see you on the next one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.